Good day, everyone. I am Ivan El Sadoy, a student of PhD Mathematics Education, and I am tasked to present and discuss Mixed Design ANOVA in JOSEP and JAMUV. Now, what is Mixed Design ANOVA? The Mixed Modal Design ANOVA gets its name because there are two types of variables involved, that is at least one, between subjects variable and within subjects variable. The mixed design ANOVA model, also known as split plot ANOVA or the SPANOVA test for mean differences between two or more independent groups while subjecting participants to repeated measures. Thus, there is at least one between subjects variable and one within subjects variable. So for example, are there differences in males and females' happiness on weekdays and weekends? 1 is the gender, no, that is male or female, is the between subjects variable. We have happiness day, so we have the weekday or weekend, that is the within subjects variable. Third, of interest are the main effects for gender and happiness day and the gender happiness day interaction effect. Fourth, this could be described as a 2 by 2 mixed ANOVA. So we have here a research scenario. So first, an investigator is interested in the extent to which children are attentive to violent acts on television. So an experiment is run with a sample of children, half boys and half girls. So each child views 6 scenes differing with respect to the level of violence. So the dependent variable is a measure of attention during presentation of the scene. The basic research question in this research scenario is the relationship between children's attention to violent acts and the level of violence. So a reasonable expectation is that children might be more attentive to scenes with a high level of violence. However, this relationship may depend on the gender. We might expect a stronger relationship between attention and the level of violence for boys than for girls. So to test this hypothesis, a mixed modal design is used. So the dependent variable is the attention. There are two independent variables, the level of violence that is represented by factor A and the gender that is factor B. So each participant views 6 scenes differing with respect to the level of violence. So therefore, the level of violence, we have factor A is a within subjects variable. So there are two groups of participants, the boys and the girls. They are independent with each other. So therefore, gender factor B is between subjects variable. So you have their representation. If the relationship between one factor in the dependent variable depends on the other factor or is at a different level of the other factor, we say there is an interaction between the two factor AB. So if we graphically plot the relationship, no, as presented, we will find that the lines are not parallel and does not interact. So therefore, just like in a two-way ANOVA, we test three effects. The effects due to the within subjects variable, the effects due to the between subjects variable, and the interaction between the two factors. A hypothetical result of the research example is shown in the following figure. So, as indicated in the figure, there is a main effect due to factor A, that is the levels of violence. Increase violence results in the increase of attention. So there might be a main effect of factor B. Two boys are more attractive to the violent acts. So there is a clear interaction between the factors. Now let's have a sample, no? Data analysis using JOSEP and JAMUV. So we have here the scenario. So what do men and women look for in a partner? So given the data, this is from looks or personality, no, data. So you have there the legend. So ATT, that is attractive, For the looks, AV, that is average, UG, that is ugly. So you have there the table. So it presents 9 experiments. Now let's have data analysis now using the JASAP. So first thing first is we're going to load the software wherein that is the JASAP. No? If it is already open, so we will click on open and then proceed to the recent file. So if you already opened the file that you're going to analyze, so just click for the recent files, or if you saved your file in desktop or file D or C, so you can have clicked the computer and then you look for the data. So be sure that the data is in the CSV file now for it to be loaded in the JASAP. So after clicking recent file, so you will look for the file. So as you can see, it is already in the CSV file. So that is looks or personality. Now after opening the file, so this will be displayed in the JASAP. So you'll have here the data. So you have the gender as presented earlier. You have there 9 experiments under the looks or the personality. So you have there attractive plus the high charisma, average plus high charisma, ugly, attractive plus some, average plus some, ugly plus some, attractive plus dullard or none, or that is stupid, and the average and ugly plus dullard or none. Now after seeing the data now being loaded to the JASAP, so you'll click on, so you have there, you have seen, you have descriptives, t-test, ANOVA, mixed models, regression, frequencies, factor, and reliability. Since I am tasked to present and analyze the data using mix design ANOVA, so we're going to click on ANOVA, and then as you can see, you have their classical. Under ANOVA, under classical, you have ANOVA, repeated measures ANOVA, ANCOVA, MANOVA, and Bayesian, you have ANOVA, repeated measures ANOVA, and ANCOVA. So you'll click on repeated measures ANOVA. Then, this is now the display after clicking the repeated measures ANOVA. So as you can see, under the repeated measures ANOVA, you have there the data to be tested or to be analyzed. So right after that one, as you can see, you have there repeated measures factors. So you have factor 1 and you have also factor 2. So what you're going to do is to edit the RM factors. So let's have first the first. This is looks, that is for the factor, the first factor. And okay, so you have based on the legend. Now for looks, we have attractive, average, and ugly. So all you have to do is to click on the levels based on the factors and or under looks. So next, we have the second factor, that is personality. So as mentioned, based on the data, we have high charisma, some charisma, and the dullard, or none. So after editing that one, now we are going to transfer the data into the repeated measure cells. So we will be following this one, the arrangement under the repeated measure cells. So you have there, first, we're going to transfer attractive high plus high charisma. So as you can see here, okay, so you have there at the left part, now you can see the data that we're going to transfer to repeated measures cells. So as you can see, you have there transferred the data to repeated measure cells. So right after that one, we're going to transfer the between subject factors, that is the gender, the male and the female. So as you can see, it's already transferred under between subject factors. Now we can see results at the right side of the presentation. You can see the results. So you have there the repeated measures ANOVA under within subjects effects and the between subjects effects. But before moving on to the results, we're going to have first look into the display on what we can do with this. So let's have first click on the descriptive statistics, then estimates of effect size. So let's have the omega squared. So this is a measure of effect size indicating the proportion of variance in the outcome variable accounted for by each factor or interaction. So the higher values of the omega squared suggest a stronger effect. So we will be clicking that one. Now you have there the results. As you can see earlier, the omega squared is not visible in the result. So upon clicking on the display, so the effect size, so we have now the column under the omega squared. So based on the result for the main effects, as you can see, we have there within subjects. So for the looks, so that is the first row under the within subjects effects results. So as you can see, there is a significant main effect of looks on the outcome variable. So that is represented by the F value 423.733 with the omega squared, or the measure of the effect size, that is 0.923. So this suggests that looks significantly impact the outcome variable. Now for the personality, similarly, there is, as you can see, the p-value is lesser than 0.05. So there is a significant main effect of personality on the outcome of the variable, presenting the p-value on which is lesser than 0.05. So personality also significantly influences the outcome variable. So by just looking into the within subjects effects, now we can say that looks and personality have a significant main effect to the outcome variable. Now for the interactions, you have the looks and gender, personality and gender, and looks and personality. We also have looks, personality, and the gender. Now for the looks and the gender, so the interaction between looks and gender is also as evident. It is also significant. So this indicates that the effect of looks on the outcome variable differs depending on gender. Now, for the personality and gender, the interaction between the personality and the gender is also significant. So this suggests that the impact of personality on the outcome variable varies based on gender. Now, for the looks and personality, there is a significant interaction between the looks and personality. So this implies that the combined effect of looks and personality on the outcome variable differs from what would be expected from the individual effects alone. Now, for the looks, personality, and gender, so you have there the p-value, which is lesser than 0.05. So the three-way interaction is also significant. This indicates that the combined influence of looks, personality, and gender on the outcome variable is not simply additive, but is influenced by the interaction of all the three factors, which are the looks, the personality, and the gender. So now for the residuals, you have their columns under residuals. So the residuals represent unexplainable variance among accounting for the effects of the factors and the interactions tested in the model. So for overall, under within subjects effects, this result suggests that looks, personality, and gender and their interactions significantly contribute to explaining the variability in the outcome variable. So they also highlight the importance of considering the complex interplay between these factors when understanding their impact on the outcome. Now let's have the between subjects effects. So the results indicate the variable gender has been assessed. So and it shows no significant effect on the outcome variable. So you have there the p-value is 0.946, which is greater than 0.05 level of significance. So based on the findings now, we can conclude that there is no significant association between gender and the outcome variable under investigation. So the variability in the outcome variable is likely influenced by other factors not considered in the analysis. We clicked earlier on the descriptive under display. So let us try to look into the results. You have there the descriptives, the results now under descriptives. So you have a column under the looks, personality, and gender. For the looks, we have 3: attractive, average, and ugly. For the personality, we have tailored, high charisma, and some charisma. And for the gender, we have female and male categories. As you can see into the table, into the presentation, let's have first attractive. Attractive plus dullard or none. So the female mean score is 51.8 with the standard deviation of 3.458. For the male, the mean score is 87.3 with the standard deviation of 5.438. So attractive males with dullard personality score much higher than females, suggesting that looks may compensate for a dull personality more in males than in females. Now let's take a look into the average. Now look. So let's have high charisma and average with high charisma. So for the average with high charisma, as you can see, the mean average for the female is 88.4, which is greater than the mean average for the male, which is 82.8. So females score higher than males, suggesting that the charisma boosts perceptions more for the average-looking females compared to males. Now let's have for the ugly. We have ugly with Okay, so this one, ugly with dullard or yeah, none, no? So as you can see, the mean score for female is 46.1 with the standard deviation of 3.071. While for the male, you have 45.8 with the standard deviation of 3.584. So both genders score similarly low, now reflecting a significant disadvantage for those with poor looks and personality. Now, the general observations for the gender differences. Now, attractive males with dullard personality score much higher than females, but this gap narrows with charisma. So, high charisma tends to equalize scores between genders when looks are good, but give females an edge when looks are average or poor. Now, for the average or some charisma benefits both genders fairly equally, though with slight variations favoring either gender in specific contexts. Now, for the impact of personality, high charisma significantly boosts scores across all looks categories. So, with the most pronounced benefit for females with poor looks. Now, for the dullard, personality leads to the lowest scores, now particularly harsh on individuals with poor looks. So, for some charisma, offers a middle ground, improving scores moderately compared to dullard but not as significantly as high charisma. Now, for the impact of the looks, so for attractive individuals, score higher or overall, with personality having a strong moderating effect, and average and ugly looks reduce scores. So, with charisma playing a critical role in mitigating these effects. So the data suggests that while looks have a substantial impact on scores, personality, particularly the charisma, can significantly alter perception. So offer mitigating the negative effects of less favorable looks. So gender also plays a role. Now with certain combinations of looks and personality being more advantageous for one gender over the other. So high charisma tends to be a powerful factor in enhancing overall perception, especially for females with poor looks. Now let's have, so that is for the results now and the descriptives for the mean scores, the standard deviation. So let's have the descriptive plots. So we can click under display the descriptive plots. So we are going to transfer factors. We have the looks, personality, and gender under the descriptive plots. Okay, so for horizontal axis, we also have separate lines in the separate plots. So we transferred looks under horizontal axis, separate lines, personality, and the separate plots for the gender. So let's take a look into the results. Yeah, so you have there for the female and the male. So let's have first the female. As you can see into the plots. Now, as you can see the plots. I mean the plots, yeah. So high charisma. High charisma is a crucial factor in maintaining high scores, greatly enhancing perceptions regardless of looks. So some charisma provides a moderate boost but is less effective as looks declines. So let's try to look into the summary of the first plot. So the graph clearly illustrates that for females, both looks and personality are crucial factors in determining their perceived value. So high charisma can almost completely counterbalance less favorable looks, while a dull personality results in low scores across all looks categories. So attractiveness boosts scores substantially. So, but the positive effect diminishes significantly without accompanying charisma. Now, for the second plot, for male. So the graph illustrates that for females, both looks and personality, no, same as to the females, significantly influence their perceived value. So high charisma can elevate scores substantially, so especially when combined with attractive looks. So however, its ability to offset the negative effects of poor looks is less potent than for the females. So attractive looks greatly enhance scores, but this advantage diminishes notably without accompanying charisma. So a dull personality consistently results in low scores across all looks categories, so indicating a substantial disadvantage that even good looks cannot fully compensate for. Now let's have another that we can analyze. So let's have the assumption checks. So you check for the sphericity test and the homogeneity test. You have there under the test of, or the Levens test, test of equality of the variance. So that is for the sphericity, test of sphericity. You have there the F value for Levens test. It measures the ratio of variances between groups. You have degree of freedom for the numerator, that is the between group variance, and the degree of freedom for the within groups variance. So for the p-value, that indicates the probability that observed variance differences are due to chance. So if lesser the 0.05 level of significance, so you have to reject the null hypothesis of equal variances. Now, as you can see, for the summary, for all groups defined, so you have their column on the interpretation or the presentation, the result of each test. So you have attractive with high charisma, attractive with some charisma, attractive with none or the dullard, average with high charisma, average with some charisma, average with none, ugly with high, ugly with some, and ugly with dullard or none. So for all groups defined now by the combinations of looks and personality across the attractive, average, and ugly, high charisma, some charisma, and dullard. So as you can see that the p-values are all greater than 0.05. So this suggests that there is no significant differences in variances between males and females for any of these categories. So hence we can assume that the variances are equal across gender groups in all tested conditions. So this supports the homogeneity of variances assumption, which is important for conducting further analysis like ANOVA without violating its assumptions. Now for the test of sphericity, so you have there the Moklis W, this is a test statistic used to assess the assumption of sphericity. We have the chi-square, x squared, and the approximate chi-square value, used to evaluate the significance of the Moklis W. DF of the sphericity column, p-value, Winhouse, Geiser, epsilon. So this is a correction factor used to adjust degrees of freedom when sphericity is violated. You have Hyon-Field, epsilon, felt at epsilon, so another correction factor, and you have the lower bound epsilon, the most conservative correction representing the lower bound of epsilon, 1 over levels minus 1. So the p-value, which is 0.0536 for the personality, suggesting that assumption of sphericity is not violated for the factor personality. For the looks, you have 0.708. So the assumption of sphericity is not also violated now for the factor looks. And for the looks and interaction of looks and personality, so still the p-value is greater than 0.05. So the sphericity, assumption of sphericity is not also violated for the interaction. So for all these three factors, no, the Mokley's test indicates that the assumption of sphericity is not violated, wherein it is evident that the p-value is greater than 0.05. So this means that the variances of the differences between all combinations of levels now for these factors are equal, supporting the use of the traditional ANOVA procedures without the need of sphericity corrections. So however, should the sphericity be questioned, so the Greenhouse, Geiser, and Hjornfeld corrections are also available now with values close to 1, suggesting minimal corrections as evident in the presentations would be needed. So we can also check now for the simple mean effects. So you have there the results. We have the level of looks, level of personality, now the mean square, the p-value. That ends the data analysis now of the mixed design ANOVA using the JASAP. Now let's have the data analysis using Jamovi. So first thing not to do is to load the software, which is the Jamovi. So after loading, so you can see, as you can see, there is a display no, to open, a new open. So you click on open, same thing as to JASAP. So you click open, then go into browse for the data. So as you can see, so you look into the data where no, you saved the data. So mine, I saved it on desktop under the mixed design data file. So since it is already open, so I'll click on the looks or personality. So we will be using the same data for us to compare, no, if there is or there will be the same results as to the use of different software. So after clicking, so you click on open. Now you'll have now the data. So same thing, now we have gender and we have 9 experiments on the looks or personality. So as you can see, you have there the ANOVA. So same thing, click on repeated measures ANOVA. And then the same nothing, you need to edit the repeated measures factors, no, and one and the second repeat factor. So you'll have the same thing, no, looks. Under looks, we have attractive, average, and ugly. And next, we have the second factor, which is personality. So you have high charisma, some charisma, and the dullard. Next, okay, so you need to transfer the data to repeated measure cells following the arrangement, no, of the factors in the right side of the presentation. So you'll have now the result, no? So all of the data were transferred except, no, the between subject factor. So you have the between subject factor, which is the gender. Next, so as you can see, after transferring the data, no, to repeated measure cells and between subject factors, you'll now have the results. So the results under, for the results the analysis, no? So I'll be presenting it, no, at the end of the presentation on the result of the JASAP and the Jamovie. So you have there the effect size. So the omega squared is not evident, so I'll click on, yeah, the n squared. So for the effect size, we have the sphericity test and the homogeneity test. So this has the same, no? This is the same result as to the result of analyzing it through Jamovie or in Jamovie. So that is the assumptions. So since it has the same results, I will no longer interpret the results. Okay, so as you can see, no, results for the use of JASEP and the use of Jamovie, they have the same. No, they have the same results. But there are limited display in Jamovie. Unlike in JASAP, you can have lots. Now we have the descriptive plots in Jamovie. We cannot analyze the data on or through the descriptive plots. So that's it, no? So by looking into the results, so they have the same results as to the within subjects factors and the between subjects factors. That's how you're going to analyze data, no, using mixed design ANOVA in JASEP and Jamovie. So that would be all. Thank you so much for listening, and God bless everyone.